the fourth session of our Zoom talk. And this is L&D Global. Thank you so much for giving me the chance. And we are going to talk about being creative in unprecedented times. So, how is everyone feeling out here? In the chat box, can you tell me how are you feeling? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling okay? Just good and okay. Don't say not so good, whatever. How are you feeling? Make it real. Make me feel that yes, we are talking about a topic which is going to help us today to get more solution to really combat these unprecedented times. So when I see the chat, okay, good evening everyone, much positive, super curious. I love this. This is what I want from each one of us, that we get our quotient of curiosity up. Thank you so much for all the positive response, and I'm sure with whatever I have to share, we're going to go one notch higher. Let me ask you, before I even introduce you to myself, let me ask you today, with all the lockdown and with everything that is happening around us, what are the feelings that you are going through? Are you actually going through something called a stuck phase, wherein you are letting the day flow by, let it, maybe you are binge watching, or you are just gazing at the wall with nothing to do? But on the other hand, are you on a resourceful state where you will tell your future generation, look, when we had a lockdown, we created history. And this is where means things can change. Today, I can change the game, or I can get stuck and I can be there forever. My name is Shilpi Khandelwal, and basically I have been into the training field for the past 15 years. Past 10 years, I have operated my own company called Tour de Force. Yes, I have got a few credit on myself, which is actually something when I realize, when I go back, it just did not happen because I designed it. It happened because I was up for it. I was curious about it. I love the word curious. Somebody had mentioned earlier in the chat box. I was going ahead and saying, okay, how can I challenge my situation right now? I was resilient. I was flexible. And frankly speaking, today, whoever I am, whatever I am, with full humility, I must say that because of all the challenges that came across to me, I said, let it go away. No worries. I'm going to be one up in whatever I do. And the best is that when I can face people with a direct eye, with a strong heart, I feel I'm a game changer. Are you going to be a game changer or not? This is what we would love to know today. How many of you are still talking about, listening about, seeing about all this pictures, visual, auditory? You're hearing people talk. You pick up the phone, and your relatives are all concerned about it. Let me tell you, today repetition is not the mother of invention. Today repetition is the mother of disaster. So please, my friends, stop. Get away from all this. This is not in our control right now. We can control the precaution the government has taken, but we cannot control what is happening outside. We cannot keep on blaming China. Of course, whatever it is, I don't want to go politically. What I'm trying to tell you is, do things which are in your control. See things which you would like to see, rather than get very uncertain feeling inside and be in that stuck stage. So all these visuals, all that we hear about Corona is all getting us very stuck. At conscious level, you might be all up and about, you might be smiling, oh, this will pass, all that is there. But at a very subconscious level, you are building a very strong resistance towards this particular thing. And that is going to create so much of resistance within you, that when you want to change, when you want to pick up new skills, when you want to get into the newer normal, it's going to take a lot of energy out of you. So start getting out of this at all. Means start getting, emptying yourself. Don't get into that depleted stage. My entire concern is that I want you to become a compassionate person who understand that all these things have come because of some reason. Find that higher reason, and then go ahead and see what we can do and how we can change our thing. Now, when I'm talking about, I'm going to talk about certain companies. I'm going to talk about Walt Disney today. I'm going to talk about Cirque du Soleil today, and I'm also going to talk about Kodak today. All right. So what are these? These are major companies. They have made history. They were known all over the world. But if you would see Walt Disney, he had so many challenges. But do you remember him for challenges, or do you remember him for the creativity that he has come out with? All those Disney characters are like towards our heart. Our children are being entertained. But did you ever know that this person, Walt Disney, went from failure to failure? Any new project he would start would be a failure. And this was not exactly, expanded, because nobody wants to expand negative news. We want to see heroes. We want to see people who have overcome challenges. Today, we put Walt Disney on a very high plane. Similarly, I would suggest if you look at the history of Cirque du Soleil, they actually said we have reinvented circus. Now, who are they? They are all circus. They were into circus, and they had, the traditional animals. They had the clowns. They had all the trapeze artists. But very soon they found that feeding all those animals, the cost was really getting very high. So they brain dragged. They said, what can we do? See the resilience, see the flexibility of people when things are hitting on their on themselves. So what can we do? So they said, okay, why don't we start something like an entire genre of entertainment, which would be entertaining the young one as well as the old one, which would give a classy feeling. The corporates would love it. And frankly speaking, they say we reinvented the circus. All the people over there are people. They are no more animals. And their entire entertainment is at a level which is extremely high. The performance is out of the world. And what do you mean? This is like a blue ocean market strategy where they said we want to be differentiator, but with a low cost. Imagine getting hordes of animals, feeding them, maintaining them, looking after them, then going from one place to another. The journey, the commute part, everything is so expensive. So they said we want to be in that blue market ocean strategy where we can get the cost low, but the differential we make a big difference in our whatever we give. And these people have stood up because they were resilient. They knew what it is to be creative. They knew what it is to change. So you see, all these 3-4 things that I'm speaking is all together. It's just not, today I'm going to talk about resilience, or I'm going to talk about creativity. I'm going to talk about so many things now. Kodak, remember? Lovely, young days. I remember holding the film. Yes, but today where it is? It's gone. Means it held 90% of the American market. But today, I don't see it. It's bankrupt. 1884 it started. 1984, which company came in? Apple came in with its own digital camera. All right. 1976, Kodak made a digital camera. Steve Sasson, he made a digital camera, and when he presented it to the Kodak boardroom, they immediately said, what rubbish is this? This is not at all going to be a change maker. We don't want it. We are okay with our traditional marketing. We are okay with our traditional product. Please go away. They did not see that what was coming. Apple saw. And Apple, 1976, it launched its first digi-camera, and in 2012, Kodak filed for its bankruptcy. This is what is happening if I don't change. I'm telling you, I'm giving you a big example to tell you that these were also people behind. They're just not companies with big brands. There are people behind. And these people are you and me. If I have to be absolutely one up in my game today, whatever challenges are happening, it is okay. I cannot control the challenge, can I? But I can control myself. I can control how I see it. I can control how, how opportunity making I can make this particular challenge. Well, VUCA, VUCA, VUCA. I think you all, whoever is in the L&D group, must have heard about it. What is VUCA? VUCA is volatility, uncertainty, ambiguity, complexity. By the way, everyone, please, all your questions will be answered at the end of the session. Please, let's go with the flow, because this is going to be some game changer things that I'm going to say. I need all your attention. Once I've finished with my particular presentation, I will give the floor to you, and then you will ask me questions. Is that okay? Just give me a hands up if you're fine with it. How are you feeling? How is it going, everyone? Can you give me a chat box? How is it going till now? Okay, one thumbs up comes from Milind. Thank you so much. I'm sure all of us are feeling excited, because I'm very excited. I'm actually, when my state is up and I feel I can give something to somebody, and I can request them to, with a very compassionate heart, to change so that you have happiness at the end of the day. That is what the goal is, right? Fantastic. Well, I'll just go through some equations if you would help me. What is change? Why am I saying change? Because change is the foundation of creativity. All right. So I'm going a little bit on change. So there is a particular change equation which is called dissatisfaction into vision into first step should be greater than the resistance. Now, when I have something new that has bombarded in my life, the first thing is I'll deny it. Arey, Corona ho hi nahi sakta. What is this? It will only be in China. Well, if it is in China, well, it will come to the next few countries. India, not at all possible. Today we are in a lockdown position. We at first looked at Corona and whatever the news was happening at from a very distant. Second, once we go through this denial stage, then we say, okay, now we have to really think about it. We start accepting it, all right? Once we accept it, then the change starts happening. Then we explore, and then we come to a commitment level. I want each one of us to end this particular presentation with a personal commitment so that you can help yourself to go stronger from one place to another, from stuck to resourceful. That is the agenda today. So first of all, let us be dissatisfied to what is happening in my life. For about 1 week, I'll tell you my story. For about 1 week to 10 days, I could not understand what was happening. I was absolutely low. Because suddenly, you have these projects, you have so much going on, you have to meet so many people, you've lined up meetings, everything. And then lockdown. Oh my God, what to do? Absolutely kaput. I'm looking at serials. I'm just letting the day, just engulf me. And I was wondering, what is happening? This is not the way it's supposed to be. After that, I said, okay, once I got dissatisfied with my present stage, I said, let me have a vision. What can I do from this stage? So I started manipulating things, small things. Okay, can I do this? Some may fail, some did not fail, some existed, some are still there. Means it just went on a bit. And of course, I took that action step. Today, when I'm talking to you, frankly speaking, I thank L&D Global. This is a webinar which I'm doing after a long time. And this is my first step to the webinar, and I'm sure I'm going to continue this for the days to come. This is my promise to you. And this all has to be much, much greater from whatever resistance I was feeling. Quotient has his 8 steps where he says, first is the sense of urgency, then is the vision, then you have people, you put them into place, you get some rewards and you get some successes, you see what can change, and then you continue changing. So this is amazing. These steps, if we have clarity in our mind, because of these steps, we will understand why we are doing what we are doing. That's so important. Why are you doing what you are doing? Why are you stuck? Why are you successful? So just see where you can get the change with it, where you can go ahead. Again, I can bombard you with information, why creativity is important. And after the lockdown, let me challenge you that you have to be triple creative when you face the new situation, when you face the new demands, when you face the new market. It's going to be a mayhem out there, chaos. Nothing is going to be what you had always expected. You had one-upped your game on these certain things, on certain parameters. Now these parameters may not even exist. Now you're suddenly a no one in a huge market. Again, you have to put your pillar. Again, you have to dig the soil deep. Again, you have to strengthen that pillar. And then you will see some results maybe. And that's going to be your patience test. That's when you will have to understand what self-belief is. Your self-belief will ensure that you are whatever solution which gets kind of knocked out whenever there is a newer situation. All right, please read this. I can share this. That's not an issue. So, decision to change. Have you decided to change? All of you, or in the chat box, if you have decided to change for the better, I know you're amazing people. You're already changing. You've already accepted. But this is going to be massive action. This is going to be something that I want you to just go and change, so that nobody can touch you. Nobody can say, wow, this guy, where did this energy come from? This girl, amazing. How did she go through? Means, what is in her that is making her do what she's doing? Massive change is required today. And I request, if you have decided to change, right, decided to change in the chat box right now. Any question, Smita? We can take it later, all right? Because always remember, Albert Einstein said we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. Okay, so we need a big up in our mind. We need to get into the next level, and we need to be, I don't know, there's a whole new you that has to come out of this particular situation. And isn't it exciting? Because I've been seeing some real amazing movies, some real history where people did so much of things with themselves. Now today, I and you are getting the chance. Let's not, let's not just let it go. Let us do something about it. Today, we are in the era of history making, not history reading. Tomorrow, your two generation down will ask, okay, what did you do, if we are alive? That is, what you do in the lockdown? And you should have a history that you can just present it to your future generation and say, this is what I did, and I'm so proud of myself. And you can become an inspirational source for your family and people around you. I'm so excited with this entire thing. Well, our Indian ethos says, ethos means culture. Inside are only some of us are creative. I can't even draw. I can't draw. What is this? Means I can draw even myself. A circle with one stick down, two hands, two sticks, two legs, two sticks. That's the man himself. So that's my, creativity in drawing. But let me tell you, you are a left brain and you are a right brain. We all have two parts of the brain, the left brain and the right brain. The point is how stronger you make your right brain, which is all about fun, all about creativity, all about color, all about abstract concept. How strong you can make your right brain, that will matter a lot. Left brain is automatically strong because the way we have been taught, our education, our people around us, people have said, follow the line, and we followed the line. People have said, this is the process. Companies say, this is the process. This is the process. So our left brain is absolutely one up. Now is the time where we are going to make sure that our right brain also gets evolved and involved while we are in this very, very challenging times. So let's not get into that belief system that I cannot be creative. Why? As simple as I can't even draw. All right, so what I'll come to that later. So let me just, you're stuck because you are worrying. You are having negative news overload. I'm just repeating. Sometimes you are deaf. That means you are in a denial, excuse, accuse stage, which leads to your failure. That's the acronym of deaf. You are your locus of focus. Where is your mind? Where is your thought? What are you trying to do with yourself in terms of your thinking? Is it external? Externally, it is out of my control. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know where the income is going to come. I don't know how I'm going to sustain for the next 2, 3, 4 months till the lockdown, comes up. Well, I'm telling you, you are so much more better in place. I mean, every day I stand up and I actually pray to God and say, thank you, God. I'm not in those category where I am earning daily. I'm in that category where I have some reserve and I can sustain. And thank you, God. God, you have given me a lot. I'm sure you must also be grateful about certain things in life. Learn to stand up early in the morning, and first thing, thank God. Be grateful. Attitude of gratitude is so important at this time. Every moment I thank my husband, I thank my children. Maybe not verbally, but I thank that they're adjusting to what is happening around. My sons, they're teenager now. A teenage, they have full energy. They are so kind of calm and quiet. They are helping around. My husband is helping around. I can't be more grateful than that. This house has become a home because everybody is contributing so dynamically. Similarly, I'm sure you have your own family members who are contributing in an amazing way. Thank them. Be compassionate towards them because they are going through a lot of problems, a lot of pain within which they cannot even express. Be compassionate and tell them, all right, we are going to go along with this together. I request you that if our locus of focus is internal towards our family, towards what we have, I'm sure we'll always be creative. We'll always be in the present. The more your focus is on the present, you are one up. I'm telling you, you have nothing to worry. The more you're thinking about the future or what happened in the past, well, you have again lost it. So all the energy that you had built up over the time, wherein you had done all the cleaning up activity, as soon as you start worrying about your future, all that foundation is dissolved again. Again, you will have to come back. So try to be in that state of neutral, where you don't get into this locked out stage, the stage where we are talking about being stuck. Okay, what if it's negative? What if ऐसा हो जाएगा, वैसा हो जाएगा, ऐसा नहीं, government help नहीं करेगी, this thing can happen, my market people will never come back to me. So you have so many things. What if can be negative? What if can be positive? What if I can have better opportunities after the lockdown? What if I can make systems, during the lockdown so strong that when I apply, it gives me quick results? What if I can train my team members right now virtually, and when they come physically out, they're so empowered that they give me business triple. So both what if is negative, what if is positive. I'll come back to the upper being resourceful. I know I have missed that, so please bear with me. Then there is something called the brain drain. The more you kind of let loose thoughts come in your mind, the more depleted you will be. The more you are gymming, exercising, that means being a guard to yourself, what you're eating, what you're thinking, and in brain it is what you're thinking. You are going to be one up. So let me come back to being resourceful. Action mode every time. I'm not saying you have to be active, you have to go out. No, some action modes in the day that you will have 2, 3, 4 hours to yourself. 4 hours, how are you spending? 2 hours on Netflix and 2 hours again on some phone call or WhatsApping. Well, your 4 hours gone, the day is gone. What are you doing those 4 hours? That's going to really take you to the next level. Think about it. Become resourceful. This time will never come back. I am enjoying myself, actually. Influence activities under your own influence. Influence activities which are under your own control. Don't try to again get outside and say, okay, this is going to be this is not in my control, so that's where I can't do anything. So find out what are in your control. Go and have a checklist and see what you can improve on. It's so beautiful. Locus of focus internal inside you. I will means everything, whatever your thoughts, your words, your action, first has to be processed so well inside that when you come out as a brilliant person. What if positive? As I told you, and brain gym we've already done. I hope everybody is with me, and any question at the end of the session, we are going to make it. As I told you in my video, we are going to do something called the brain mastery. Basically, this is a very less talked about subject, I don't know why things are being hidden from us when we can become powerful. I think there is some kind of a manipulation going on with some people above us saying that let us not make people powerful. I request you to become so powerful that you kind of become the master of your own destiny. Um, when I say three brains, well, I'll just run you through what is, we are going to do a little bit of brain building so that you understand why creativity and how creativity can become a part of you naturally. All right, it's not that something that, oh, I have to become creative, I have to become creative. You are creative already. The only thing is what you've done is you've put a lot of surface material that is making you uncreative. So we are going to just make those surface material go away. So when I'm talking about three brains, well, we have evolved, right? From Stone Age to now, we have evolved. Stone Age, we were absolutely mammalistic, flight, fight, everything was there. Then, as of now, we are very logical people. So there are three types of brain. The first brain was the mammalian brain, reptilian brain, and then, of course, the intelligent brain. When we are talking about reptilian brain, we are talking about something called, which is automatic, all right? Something which is going inside us within, whether it is the pulse beating or the heart beating, or the intestines, they are digesting the bile juice which is getting processed. Everything is in that unconscious conscious state where everything is happening automatically. So this brain functions on its own. When we are talking about mammalian brain, it is more of emotions, where there is fear, there is the survival mode, there is love, there is absolute greed, maybe, so this part is also called the limbic brain, which is the emotion, where emotions are seated. And when we are talking about this brain, if you would see, sometimes we get very angry and we say, wow, why did I get angry? Actually, the person was saying right. The emotions hijack our logic. All right. So this is where we need to work on. Our emotions are so powerful that they will hijack all the logic, all what is being said in a very methodical manner, and you understood it, but because something triggered within, and you went on a rampage. So the next one, which I'm talking about, the intelligent brain, which is also called the neocortex brain, that is where we have to really ensure we are strong there, because until unless we are not logical about things, until unless we do not sustain this logic in crisis, we are not going to go anywhere, let me tell you. So these three brains, as of now, human beings have developed the neocortex brain very well. The animals have got these two brains, the reptilian and the mammalian brain. So they are very, very kind of emotional, as well as whatever means. These two brains are there. So what I'm trying to say is we have been blessed with neocortex brain too, which needs to be revamped and reskilled. How we will do it, we will tell you very soon. When we are talking about, let me just get this. Okay, well, reactivate your RAS. I'll come to it, and then we have subconscious thoughts. So we've got about 40 to 60 thoughts that are bombarding our mind. When we are saying this, about 99% of these thoughts are negative thoughts, and now I think 99.9% is negative thoughts. Well, when we are talking about these thoughts are depleting us. They are getting us into a focused area where we don't want to be. So RAS is a beautiful, concept. It's called reticular activating system, which says that it's here. It's at the base of your brain, and what it does is it kind of filters out a lot of information. So at any point of time, 2 million bits of information is bombarding your mind, right? So it filters out most of the information which you don't want and which you focus on. It will let it enter. Which you don't even focus on, it'll let it go. So you have to tell your brain, and you have to tell it consciously as well as subconsciously, what you want to focus, which will lead you to a more resourceful state, more creative state. And that is where RAS comes in big play. So if you're always thinking about the trouble times, what is going to happen, you're always doubting, you're always in a less state, well, your RAS will show you that only through a lot of medium which is going around, and of course people will also talk back. But if you are in a resourceful state, your RAS will tell you opportunities. So it is your subconscious mind which is helping you towards opportunities, towards new people, towards new direction, which you would not have even thought of if you were in that conscious state. So always remember this. This is where RAS really comes in play. Do not demean the value of RAS. The more you focus on strength, the more RAS will help you to get strength, options. The more you focus on your weaknesses, the more weakness options will come to you. Now it's up to us what we have to go through. Let me also come to this very beautiful, creative quotient matrix. And this is why I would request you that creativity is not something which is somewhere outside. It's a learned skill. You can encourage it, but you already have it, because we all have two parts of the brain. We have the left brain and the right brain. The only part is that the right brain has been less exercised because of the choices and the functions that we go throughout the day. The right brain, it does not get much chance to really develop itself. Well, the left brain has all its. So even when you write, most of us are right-handed. So this part, the right part of your body, is wired to the left brain. Okay, and if you have similarly the left part of your body is wired to your right brain. That is why you see, it means it's generic. I don't really believe it. You say that people who are left-handed are very creative, okay, because they're wired towards the right brain. Anyways, so what this particular creative quotient matrix will give you that sense of urgency to move out from whichever quadrant you are in. All right, so I'm not saying this quadrant is not to be and this quadrant is to be. Well, whichever quadrant. So first of all, you tell me which quadrant are you in, and I will just go through each of the quadrant, and you will realize what I'm saying. Um, if I'm talking about the x-axis, which is the horizontal axis, I'm talking about the effort you're putting, the right kind of effort you're putting in your life today that will help you to up the game. All right. And then we have something called the y-axis, the vertical axis, which is the creative quotient. So the joining of the y and the x-axis is the zero reference point. From 0 to up is your creative quotient getting up, and from 0 to effort, your effort quotient is becoming stronger. So if you would see the left quadrant on the left side, all right, the below left quadrant, you have Mr. X does not put much effort, does not put any creativity, and is in this stage. Today, can you be in the stage? The Parish phase is what I call it, because if I stay in this stage, I'm telling you I will die before my death. All right. So this is a very, very risky stage to be in right now. Well, if you put a little effort, but your creativity, like you have started accepting things and you say, okay, now what to do? Everybody is accepting, this is to be, and que sera, sera, what will be, will be, will be. Well, you are in the survive phase because you have started putting effort, but somehow you're not getting new ideas, you're not getting new thoughts, you're not feeling, up and about, your state is still low, and hence your creative quotient is low. So we call it the survive phase. After the survive phase, if we go on the upper side, that is the thrive phase, wherein the effort is there, all right, effort is much, but the creative quotient has also started increasing, okay? So this is when you get opportunities and you get new ideas and you get new people to collaborate with, you get new thoughts, everything is absolutely strong. This is called the thrive phase, and this phase is going to lead you to absolute new history that you're going to write, okay? And well, if you can pass thrive stage and you can become absolutely a master in your own field with very little effort, with creative quotient very high, you will be in the flow phase. And this is like the go-to phase. This is like the supreme phase that everyone would love to be. So my request to you is, it's your own journey. I'm not here asking for your accountability. You are not here to give me your accountability. Why should you? I request you to let me understand which phase are you in, all right? And what are the action plan that you can do to get from quadrant 1 perish phase, to survive phase, to thrive phase, to flow phase. Now from perish phase to flow phase, I cannot go. Okay, I have to go one by one. So what action plan? Take out a notebook, take out a pen, start writing. What action plan can you make? Those small steps, baby steps will lead to that miles that you need to cover. All right. So just keep your thoughts that in that stage as we go along. Well, I also said in my introductory video I would be sharing something called NLP and a tool to ensure that you're in the flow stage, or you are not that flow. That flow is different. This flow is more on the up state. What is NLP? And if you will see, I'm moving out from change, from everything, and we have graduated. See how well we have graduated from beginning to now. Now I'm giving you some tools, I'm giving you some solutions. I'm asking you, okay, what is NLP? NLP is basically neuro linguistic programming. All right, that means what you tell yourself, what you wire in your nerves, your cells are listening. There is a cell memory which is there. You are putting some patterns in yourself through your words, speech, whatever you see, and that is getting programmed inside for you to either be in an up state or to be in a down state. Modalities are visual, auditory, kinesthetic. All right, so this is amazing. Means NLP is such a lovely tool. Lovely some small strategy that you can put across. You can exercise on yourself. I can help you if you want, but NLP is such a brilliant tool where you are in a low state. Immediately, due to some kind of reprogramming of your mind, you get into a high state. When you are in a high state, do you think you will do anything which is low success, which has got low results? When you are in a high state, what should be your high, success quotient be? High. As simple as that. All of you, please sit straight. I know I can't see most of you, but all of you, please sit straight. And please slouch. Please sit straight. And slouch. And if you would see the difference when you are going for that meeting, all right, and you're like looking at the notes and you're like going through your presentation and you're like, oh my God, what will the CEO of that company will tell me whether I'll get it or not? All those mind chirping is going on. You are in a low state. And I'm telling you, most of the time, our physiology affects the psychology. Why most? All the time. Physiology affects psychology. All of you, please tell me. Physiology affects psychology. And that is where you're going to have a low state, means low results, and low, there's nothing called low result. It's called no results. Nothing will happen. You will not get that contract. You will not get that particular order. Go with confidence. See your physiology. Sit straight. Look at, look everything with confidence. Go inside the meeting room with confidence, not overconfidence. There is a big line between confidence and overconfidence. So with that confidence, you will see how beautifully you're flowing, what is happening. And this is going to help you to get into your upstate. Now, this NLP tool that I'm talking about, it is beautiful. It is called pre-framing, reframing, and deframing. All right. Now, imagine pre-framing is whatever we have been seeing, whatever we have understood about the life that we are leading today. This is our context. Okay. So now this pre-framing can be absolute, what you see, what you think, what you hear, what you feel. It's in all those modalities that you are getting into that. Now, imagine this pre-frame, you get into something called a reframing. That means any negative situation that has happened in your past, and you kind of get into a positive situation. By how? By reframing it. Reframing it means you are getting into something called looking at the same situation with a different perspective, different thought, different attitude, different belief system. And you feel that whatever is happening in your life, you're not getting victimized. You're being a knowledgeable person. You're getting some knowledge, you're getting some learning out of it. So that reframing will help you to get into a resourceful and a creative stage. So if you're having anything, see, personally, I really don't know each and everybody's pain. We are all going through pain. I'm not saying we don't have to accept that. But that pain, if I stay in that pain, can I do anything about it? I'll burden my family members by being more painful to them, right? So I need to be a resourceful person. I need to be a leader in my own house, in my own team. I reframe the same situation, show the positivities out of the situation, tell people what opportunities can happen, find out what new ideas can come up, and then you go ahead and you do what you have to do, and you will be in a more resourceful state. And then there's something called deframe. So this situation will then become normal, and you'll say, okay, now I've got over it, now it's all okay. So you don't have to go through the whole process. You say, oh, no problem, I've sorted the problem, now I'm much better, I go to the next level. So that's called deframe. That is busting the frames altogether. All right, if you do this, and if you want, there are many more NLP techniques to help you in the high state, in the most resourceful state. You are going to get a lot of leverage out of whatever situation you're facing to whatever situation you want to go to and experience. All right, so NLP is a wonderful tool. A lot of videos are there in the YouTube. Start learning, start researching. All right, we can have amazing other tools. There are mind maps, there are design thinking, so many things that can be there, which can help you your creative quotient, and that can help you to get into a newer frame of mind that will make you more solution provider, and you can become amazing. But if you really want to get into the aesthetic of it, you want to know what creative type you are. Now, everybody cannot be an artist. As I told you, I cannot draw. So maybe I'm not the artist type. You can go to this particular website, mycreativetype.com. And this is, mycreativetype.com. It is free. You have to answer a few questions, and they will come out. Means there are some 8 types of creative people they have defined. So artist, thinker, adventurer, maker, producer, dreamer, innovator, and visionary. And you will be kind of, which is the most dominant style. See, all these styles are there within us, but which is your most dominant style, that will come out as a reading. You can download it for free. Everything is for free. All right. Just to end the entire story, creativity is the only source and the only sustaining power that we have today. I don't, resilience, creativity, change, these are few things I feel that, we are into. There's something called the Japanese kinsu. Okay. So what it says is, they have this beautiful art, which is called the broken. They break any pottery or anything that's broken. They are lacquered with, resin, and then dusted with gold powder, or even mixed with gold powder. And if you see on the right quadrant, you will see an amazing pottery that is there. Kintsugi. All right. So what it says is that we may be broken. We might get hurt. We might have to just fall down and feel lost. But then we can rebuild ourselves to become more stronger people, to become, and show our vulnerabilities, because in that vulnerability is my strength. And I don't have to disguise it. See, this is the theme. This is the idea behind this whole kintsugi art. I don't have to disguise my strength, but I have to show it to everyone that this is the beauty I hold. So today, if you're feeling vulnerable, if you're feeling down and out, I am with you on this. We are all in the same journey, but we have to rebuild ourselves. Like a Pegasus, we have to just come out of the ashes, and we have to become stronger again. So this is a beautiful thing. Ho'oponopono is a wonderful forgiving technique. Forgive everything, everybody. Forgive anything that is troubling you. And it's got a wonderful Hawaiian technique. You can go through it. It has 4 words, which just says, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. That's all. And you keep on repeating. It's a wonderful technique. It kind of gets your inner self, cleaned. And of course, our own Bhagavad Gita, most of us being there, it's not a religious book. It is like it's like a manual. Okay, Bhagavad Gita, Let me tell you, it's not a religious book. Anybody can read it. It's a manual of life. Get out of the lower state, get out of the feeling of expectation, and just do without any expectation in a detached manner. And this is what the entire presentation will end here, because here what I'm requesting each one of you is get on to the next level without much chatter inside. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Question time. Smita?
Shilpi.
Yes.
So I was just looking at the questions, and great going, Shilpi. Thank you so much. I'll just, I was just looking at the questions. So somebody has asked, what is the difference between deaf and roar?
What is the difference between?
Can you again, reiterate that? The difference between deaf and, can you talk about deaf and roar again?
Right. So roar is, yes, I did not say it. Thank you for this question. ROAR is an acronym. It expands into responsibility, ownership, accountability, which leads to results. So if I'm responsible for what's happening, I feel that I'm not letting others take responsibility, and hence the keys are going away to them back, and I feel again a victim. I'm taking the responsibility. Somewhere we are all connected in the universe. Somewhere something has happened and it has impacted me. So I take the responsibility, I take that ownership, and I go with that accountability that whatever I'm going to do from now on, I will account for the betterment of the mankind. Now we don't have to even think about ourselves. We have to think, huge. So depleting on a downside. So roar is your upside. Downside is you are denying the whole thing. You are accusing people. You are bringing excuse in front of yourself, and hence that is leading to failure. So this is the difference between deaf and roar.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Thanks, Shilpi. The next question is, what is PR framing?
What is PR framing?
Yeah.
Can you just write it to me? What somebody? Yeah.
It's there from Alka Swain to everyone. What is PR framing?
I
think it's pre-framing. Because the previous one talks about pre-framing, reframing. I think it's pre-framing.
PR, like, suddenly the whole time public relation. Now there's no public. Where is the relation?
Pre-framing, yes, pre-framing.
Okay, so pre-framing,
reframing. So that concept, if you could just quickly take us through again, I think.
Very good. So pre-framing is your set rules, whatever is happening. Okay, so these are the things that's your context, your foundation. So right now, the pre-framing in our call was that I had shared the video, right, and I had shared the 4 things that I will share with you and things like that. So that was pre-framing. All right. Reframing is what I have just spoken to you. Is I've spoken more details and I've spoken more resources, and I've reframed the whole context what we are going today, and got ourselves more into the resourceful state. Reframing is when we'll say bye-bye to each other after 7 o'clock. So like you check away, you say, okay, now it's all normal, and I need to go to the next level of my challenge. So that's called deframing. Alka, can you unmute yourself? Did I answer you? Oops. Okay. Smita, please.
Alka is here. I can unmute her. Yeah, Alka, I've unmuted you. You can talk to Shilpi.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
God bless you. Anybody? Any other question?
So, let me just see. How do you train the RAS?
Right. Very beautiful thought. Our lovely creator has.
Saloni Modi has asked this question.
Saloni, hi. And, a creator is such a beautiful creator. It means we have to understand creativity from Mother Nature and maybe the creator, the higher intelligence itself. So he knew that this brain is going to absorb a whole lot of information, 2 million bits of information at any given point of time. Imagine if I had to process 2 million bits of information every second. I'll be a big mess, right? So there is something called the filter gate, all right, which is somewhere at the base of our brain, and it is called the reticular activating system, which says that if you have any information, it will filter out on the basis of what your belief patterns are, what are your thoughts, what is going within you, and it will filter out all out there, and it will only consume or put in your brain those particular information that interests you. All right. So now today, if good things are interesting me, good things will happen in my brain. If not so good things are interesting me, not so good thing will happen in my brain. So this RAS is basically your doorkeeper, which will welcome the guest as per your requirement. That's it. So this was who was it, Smita? Who asked
it was Saloni, I think. Saloni. And also Dr. Suvendu has also asked the same question.
So Dr. Suvendu, I hope I have answered this question. If that's a beautiful means, I'm telling you, our whole brain is such a beautiful, we have wrecked it by unnecessary thoughts and by waste thoughts. So let's now get back. This is the right moment to do meditation, to do deep breathing, to get into ourselves into positive thinking and with positive messages. Go into your japas, mantras, whatever you follow. All right. Please, this is the right time to build our willpower.
Rajesh Agarwal has asked a question which is about the same RAS, and how do you how do you being about the change in RAS? Bring about, I'm sorry. How do you bring about the change in RAS?
So the change is basically what you are now internally, what you are now thinking. It's all about your inner game. All right. So go ahead, as I just told you, do all these disciplines right now. Your RAS will start focusing on things that are more useful. So whenever you say problem, don't say the word problem, say challenges. Improve your words, vocabulary, improve your actions. Okay, don't become, oh my god, abhi can I spend this 100 rupees unnecessary. Come on, you have got so much more. So be benevolent, let things happen. Make sure that you are upping your game with your words, thoughts, and action, and you will have your RAS follow suit. That's all.
Okay. There's another question, not question, something like a question. Hare Krishna Patnaik. I mean, if a person is doing yoga pranayama, then can he control RAS?
Let me tell you, there is nothing called control of RAS. All right, it is an automatic subconscious system altogether. You are upping your game. Your RAS is going to do what you tell that RAS to do internally. So yes, your entire disciplines will help your RAS to filter those things which are not useful for you. Is that okay? So there's nothing called control. So if you do automatically whatever you're doing, but if you're doing japa but you're thinking something negative, what's the point? So you have to be absolutely in line. You have to be in alignment with all your inner and outer being. Is that okay?
Okay. Thanks, Shilpi. Now I have a question from Pravesh. Shilpi, how do we live in a state of uncertainty and global turmoil and economic meltdowns?
How do we stay?
Yeah, how do we live in such a state that we are in now?
Right. So first of all, remember, it's not happening to you only. All right, it's happening to everyone. Okay, I'm not saying be in the Titanic and don't try to survive by jumping into the sea and let the ship fall. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, when you have all these things going on, all the chaos happening, the only thing that you can control today is your mind and yourself. All right, and this is the right time to test your endurance. See, this will also pass, but how it will pass, it depends on you. Are you with me on this? So always remember.
Okay, thanks, Shilpi. Now we have a question from Kamal Satdev. Okay, can we talk about how to improve conscious level?
What do you mean by conscious level? I didn't get.
Let me unmute Kamal so that he can talk to you directly.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Kamal, you have been
Yeah, yeah.
unmuted. You can talk to
Hi,
Shilpi.
Shilpi, and the first talk itself, that it is a great session. Although I joined very, very late, but somehow, whatever I listened to you, it was great that way.
so
My
you
question was related to EQ, IQ, SQ. Are we able to correlate? Because term comes conscious level. It is related to EQ. I am talking about. So,
conscious, subconscious are two things
yeah.
which we say. So conscious is the tip of the iceberg, 10% of our mind. Subconscious is the 80 to 90% of our mind. All right.
Hmm.
When we are talking about your emotional quotient, it is different. But what I'm saying is, consciously we can see what we are doing. Okay, we can see how people are behaving, how we are behaving, what we are thinking. We cannot see it, but we know what we are thinking, how others are thinking by maybe seeing their communication. So that is on a
Mhm.
conscious level. But at subconscious level, I would suggest
Mhm.
this is a larger game where you need to start feeding in. Your subconscious will follow you. It's a good servant.
Mhm.
All right, it will follow you. So what you feed within yourself every time you interact a person who is very difficult, and you say everyone is difficult like that person, and you generalize it, that is what subconscious feeling that you're doing to yourself. So any person who is difficult, you will have that pre-frame of that particular person and relate to. So please be
Okay.
careful on your conscious and subconscious. EQ
Right,
is
right,
different.
right. Thank you.
Okay. Shilpi, we have another question from Sachin Singh. How to motivate each other, I guess it means, in such negative situations where it's impacting the whole society. I think you have mentioned this. Maybe you can quickly reiterate.
So first of all, are you motivated? Is it Rajesh?
Sachin Singh.
Sachin, are you motivated? You can't motivate anyone unless you yourself don't believe. So we say Rehni, Kehni se better Rehni. So first of all, believe what that things are going
Sachin,
to
you are
happen.
unmuted. You can talk to Shilpi.
Yes, Sachin. Hi, Sachin. Okay, Sachin is. But
Probably.
so you understand what I'm saying, please, Sachin. Please, I'm being very frank to you because I've learned some real hard lessons in my life, and I request you, let's not be nice to each other. There's no point. Always remember, आपकी कहनी कोई मायने नहीं रखती अगर आपकी रहनी उसको अकॉर्डिंग नहीं है. So if you are not motivated yourself, you can't motivate others. So how will you motivate yourself? That is what the next step would be. What you will start doing, what you will stop doing, and
So
what will you
Sachin
continue
responds
doing.
saying, yes, we are motivated. Yeah.
Okay. So Sachin, can you come online, please? Because it's very difficult to get one line answer. And
I have unmuted Sachin.
Sachin, you are unmuted. Can you please come online? It'll be nice. Thank you everyone for your patience. But please, this is my 21-day request to you. This is what you each one second.
I am not able to unmute Sachin because I think he is
Muted himself.
No problem. There's one more question. Shilpi, I think that should be the last question we'll take. Okay, because we're almost at the end of time. Can you recommend any daily activities that we can inculcate during these times to be creative?
Oh, wonderful. So
I think it's a good question to end
that's
this
a
segment.
lovely question. So as I told you, I'll tell you what I do in my daily routine, and maybe you can take some help from there. First of all, I have made a list of what, that's what I was saying. 21 days. This is the call to action list that we have to make. What we must stop doing. So that's the list. What we must start doing and what we must continue doing. These are three broad topics that I will share, and I would request each one of you to write it down. What you must stop doing. If you are binge eating, stop. If you're binge watching, stop. All this is taking away your precious time. All right, we are here just for some more moments on earth. Why do we have quantity on these levels? So quality time. What you can start doing, what are the new things that you would like to do, and what you continue, what is already impacting you in a good resourceful manner, continue doing that. Of course you will not stop that. So this is one discipline, that one list will help me to carry the discipline throughout the day. And morning I start with the attitude of gratitude. 1 hour I do my exercise, I listen to my guruji, and the next thing is I continue with my daily routine. I keep on putting a a lot of mindfulness while I'm doing each and everything, my day-to-day life, minute to minute. I ensure that my mood is not going up and down. I try my possible cause with a little thank you note, so that this day has also passed. Now I'm ready for the next day. So these are certain steps that will help us to become more relaxed and more calm and accepting. Yes,
Yeah,
Smita?
thank you so much, Shilpi. I think we are done with the questions.
And yeah,
So
and if they
yeah,
want, I will just put my my email ID. If they want, they can get in touch with me on the email for
absolutely. Thank you.
TDF training. So then 1 second, let me just get my specs. Yeah, I missed the I, TDF trainings. Thank you so much for all your participation. I wish you all successful living from here and now. I
And
pray for you.
And thank you so much, Shilpi, for the wonderful session. I'm sure we've all benefited a lot from it. And, moving forward,
Say
utilizing
yes
all
in
these
the chat
things.
box.
Yeah.
I'm
So
sorry.
I'm sure we put it into action, and that's all that matters at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's up
Thank you
to
so much.
us.
Yeah,
It's
it's
all
up
up
to
to
us.
us now. Thank
Absolutely.
you. God
Absolutely.
bless us all.
Thank you, Shilpi.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.